Hi Capricorn, happy February. I hope you are doing well. Okay, you may want to watch, I'm reading the polarity houses, so you may want to watch Cancer's reading. That was, I got a lot of messages in that reading, and it was more it was a pretty intense reading, but I think yours might be the other half of the equation. So maybe watch both. It helps you shed some light. But I feel here that there's a real shift in, I'll show you the cards. There's a real shift in how, I think you're living life in a different way. I think you're living life in this, the feeling I can kind of get around this is that sometimes there's a health scare. Sometimes, something to yourself or someone else, or sometimes something in the family unit changes, or sometimes there's like a near-death experience, and it brings you front and center to the things that are most important to you, the things that, you appreciate a lot more now that maybe you didn't before. Like how a drive to work could change your life. You know what I'm saying? Something in your life changes here. And I think that you start living life differently, more fully, more healthy, happy, joy-filled. You know the things that are important, and you know the things that just aren't any longer. I think there's a big shift here. And I think that this could come about for either maybe someone in your life, moves or leaves, or relationship dynamic changes, or something. I feel it's something deep though, because your reading has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 major arcana cards in here. So on one hand, I'm thrilled to see it because it answers the question, and I was really feeling like there was a lot of karmic stuff going on in the other reading. And that could be something too, where I thought something over there in the holistic way of living life is changing. And I think that this part of it is the reaction to that. Like, what in your life now you need to shift. Maybe some places where, maybe someone gets married, or maybe someone has a baby, or maybe you move, or you downside, or change jobs. Something pivotal changes in your life here. And I feel for you, it's for the better. It's you engage in life in a different way, in a way where it's not how it's been. Say you were work focused, that was your only focus. You traveled a lot for work. Now something will change where you won't do that any longer. You have a newfound appreciation for things that you didn't before, or you soon will. Okay. So we come in with the Justice card, and this is you in here. This is also making the right decision about something, being clear about something. It's a Karmic card as well. Okay, and other people see you like this, the 7 of Swords, right? This could be a card though too where, again, you need to be careful here because people can't figure you out. Just an example would be, right? And I know that doesn't have to do with the messages that you got, but this is, I'll show you the rest of the cards. I just feel like this is you, the Judgment card, and this is how other people react to you. So this could be, I'm going to have to look at this again as a whole. Now, in the past, you've got the High Priestess card. And this is, again, I think now you're going to need to be pulling on inner knowledge. It becomes key now to how you do things. Like maybe you didn't trust your intuition before. Maybe you didn't, trust what you were feeling. Like, I should have listened to my gut. I knew this. Those kind of moments, right? Now you will, because you won't be able to not any longer, is what I feel. And that's why I say with that Judgment card there and the High Priestess, it's like, it's a karmic point in time here where you're going to need to come at something differently. And that's what this 7 of Swords can mean too. Just coming at something, looking at something differently. It's not always what it appears to be. You know what I mean? With a 7, you have no choice but to have faith now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that means. That card is usually self-deception, if that's where you're going with that. I know how that card gets read a lot, but it's really not. It's usually self-deception is what that card is. And it's usually when people are thinking that it's actually one of the most blessed cards in the deck, and you've got it with the Justice card. So that's why I think that something really miraculous changes for the better in your life here, okay? All right. The distant past, you've got the Temperance card. And I do believe that Cancer had this card. It had the 5 of Coins, and it had the Knight of Swords. And I believe it had the King of Swords too, I think. I can't be sure. But I know it had the Chariot card too, I think. You've got some of the similar cards, so this is why I read the houses like this, to give you the most. All right, now the distant past, you've got the Temperance card. Okay, you get through the cards for you. Now, the origin of this whole reading, and it's the Knight of Swords. And this is what I thought in Cancer was the crux of the whole thing. It's in the decision itself that you make that this karma is. It's in the decision that you make that the karma is. You're making a different decision here about what's morally, ethically, whatever word you want to put on it, true and honest to you, okay? From inner knowledge, inner wisdom. Okay. Now in the present, you've got the King of Swords here. Okay. Now, this card here, the 5 of Coins, that card also was in Cancer reading, and that is the search here. This is your undertaking. And I think, again, it's a different perspective. You see something differently now. You see something that may have appeared this way before. You see it now as a gift, okay? I'm going to go through the whole thing, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Now, this here, you've got the Queen of Wands. And this is the means. This is the attitude you've got to adjust to it. Very intuitive. The Queen of Wands is a very intuitive card. It's like reading for the High Priestess. It's the same exact thing. It also tells me that whoever I'm reading for in here is also very psychic. So maybe that's a button that got switched, and you're not going to suppress that any longer. You're going to start to live your life from that place. Okay? All right. Now you've got the Chariot card here, and this is external events in your life and how they affect you, and you know how they affect you, basically how they affect you, how you react and act to things comes from a different place now. And the Future card, you've got the Magician. Okay, so you'll be able to balance these things. This, what I feel you're balancing, is energy. And you may become, you know, you may be doing something in that regard, or that may be your new approach to something where you logically thought through things before. Now maybe you start listening to yourself. What is my body saying? You know, those kind of things where you're totally switching something in how you're living your life now. I think that you're starting to listen to, like I say, your inner. You're starting to listen to yourself. You're starting to take care of yourself better. I think, though, that, too, something switches here where this kind of, like the rebellious part of ourselves, like we with the Chariot card, too, that's why I say this is a card of victory, but it's a card of victory because we get our shit together. That's basically what it is. We grow up. We make the tough decisions. We don't want to make them, but you know what? We do because we just have to. And that's like a passing of the guard here. Like you're stepping into that arena here where something just changes in how you live your life, how you see your life, how you experience life, what you want from life. You know, these 2 cards too can be news from a doctor. They can be, you know, maybe things were black and white before and they're not anymore. Maybe you get a message from higher up at work and something changes, or You know, it could be anything. Something life-changing, though, is happening in your life for you. But I'll tell you, it's a breath of fresh air. You may not see it yet. Just because I'm reading this for you doesn't mean that it's arrived yet. But if it hasn't, it's coming for you. Okay? Which is a good thing. Also, I think that too, there are things here that change physically, like in your body with that kind of, you know, that kind of stuff, perspectives. I think that too, how we look at things before, where, you know, maybe where you blamed people for other things before. Just an example is we start to see things now like, oh, I was the one, you know, it was I didn't do this properly, or you know, it's those kind of things. When the Judgment card shows up and it's you in here, it's saying that you're making different choices here that are more in alignment with yourself. You're sometimes we think, oh, I was dealt a shit hand, or my life is just, I've been dealt all these cards. But you get someone else who, with a flip of a switch, has that same hand of cards, but they play it. They play it like a pro poker winner. You know what I mean? They play the hand differently. And that's what I think you're doing now. You may have gotten, with the Temperance card here, this is a card, though, of spiritual protection. It's a card that says, you're not alone in this. You'll get through it. Okay. Give me a second. I'm getting something here. Okay. I think, too, that something here, I'm going to say, don't kick yourself in the hind end for something here. There's a possibility of that. But this is just look at this for the blessing that it is. Okay? Look at this for the gift that it is. Sometimes I have a feeling here that something in your life, your day-to-day, is shifting in a huge way, but it's not. It's a point in time. It's a point in time where, say you ate Twinkies for breakfast for like the past 20 years. Now you go for a checkup and you know, because there's something coming out here that changes your life dynamic for the better. You appreciate things. So either you got a health scare, someone got a health scare, something changed in your job, or, you know, say you have this job that really was just pounding the crap out of you and you couldn't focus on your home life now, right? You couldn't focus on your health. I'll go to the doctor tomorrow. Well, tomorrow comes because you're like dead on your back now, and you figure something out where now you have to change your whole lifestyle, but it's for the better. Okay. But this card right here is how you've got to just start looking at something differently. Okay. With this card, it's a gift. You may just not see it yet. Okay. This person too may be a family member, or it may be, I really think it's you though. I think it's you really starting to listen to you. This is a dynamic duo here. I don't have a word for how to say how life-changing this is in the positive, because this is a whole person now. This is someone who gets it. You know what I mean? Like, they know the important things in life and they know the things that are not important. And that is huge, because I think it frees you up from a lot of stuff here. This right here also is a blessing. Whether you see it yet or not, it's a blessing in disguise, because how you go about things now are totally different. You see things totally different. You live by just like maybe just a whole different code of whatever, code of ethics for you, code of morals for you. You see, you're just a different person here. And I think that it really does have a lot to do with a message that you get from someone about something here and how you need to change your life. And you will. And you may not be thrilled about it. This is like, you know, example would be someone who ate at McDonald's every day and now you can't, right? You're like kicking and screaming all the way, but you just know you can't, right? But I feel a sense of relief in this reading after reading Cancer's reading. So know that if you listen to that, know that this is the other half of this, and that is a blessing in disguise. It really is. Okay. And this person too is, maybe you adapt a different way of doing something, right? This could be someone too who, again, your lifestyle changes. You up your game in a healthier, mature, less rebellious. I mean, we all need rebellion and we wouldn't get out of our own way, but this is like you're changing things. You get it now. Like you get it. And it's fantastic because the Magician card is, I know how to balance it all now. As above, so below, heaven, earth. You've got the balance here and you get it. Hallelujah. This is wonderful. This can also be, there's just like, I can smell like, I don't know how to say this. I smell like cold roses, you know, like when roses come out of the freezer, like from the cooler in the store, you smell that. It's like that all is right with the world. And that's what I feel here with this. So that's what I've got. I think that your life is going in a really great place right now. If you don't see it, you will. Okay. So sometimes this is big though. This is a big change. This isn't something little. This is something you've been doing for a long time, but you're actually starting to trust yourself now. I think this is, you really get clear on who you are. And it sets you free. It's extremely powerful. The 7 of coins, 7 of swords is a powerhouse card. It's one of the most blessed cards you could get. It is. It's sometimes where, I don't care that no one understands me. I know where my heart's at. I know where my integrity's at. And that sets you free here. You trust in yourself and you honor that. That's huge. So that's what I've got. I hope that I helped you in some way. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to look at this for you. Okay? Thank you so much.